Not one, not even two, but 3 reactors. Welcome to the next episode of All the Mod 7 to the Sky. And we create these 3 awesome looking reactors in this episode, so you better stay tuned. We also go mental with the AE2 Autocrafting, and we go bananas with resource generation. Don't forget, smash that like button. Any smashing of the like button really helps the video out. Hey, if you don't like it, hit the dislike button as well. Maybe leave me a comment and tell me what I can do better. Right, let's get into it. Power to sort out using POWAH, and I'm having a bit of a spring clean with all of the cabling so we can get it all tidy and know where everything is. And we're going to upgrade our auto-crafting computers, these things behind me, and the crafting capability in the molecular assemblers. I've made a little room over here. I've made a nice room. I've taken down the existing molecular assemblers. I've even got, in this chest, the color applicator sorted so I can paint the cables. Right, so the plan is to have a number of, and in fact I'm going to cut these down as well, a number of these guys set up. The best configuration is to have the crafting storage, one of these. I've got some 64K crafting storages, and I've got some 4K and 16K ones here, and then you surround them with co-processing units. So I've got quite a few here, and we can build some more. So we're going to see how many of these computers we can set up. So 1 crafting storage surrounded by 8 co-processing units means it will craft. It can do 8 parallel processes, and this 64K means it can do a lot of them. And then we're going to reset up our molecular assembler stuff and our ME patterns. We'll have a few of those dotted around this room as well. And we'll probably need to use more than 32 channels. So I'm going to use P2P networks and get it all set up. Let me build the computers. I think I'll call this my server room. Look at this. So we have, these have got 64K in and surrounded by co-processing. So this can do lots of multiple things at once. All of these are 64K. And then we've got some smaller racks. I call them racks because these have got 4K processors in and 16K processors in. And they're just little stacks. Looks good, doesn't it? And we're just going to get these hooked up. So each one of these only uses 1 channel. And, well, why don't we try and paint them yellow? Yeah. Oh, look at this, look. This painting applicator makes life so much easier. Right, I'm going to get all of these wired into this big fat cable. Oh, quick side note. I've set up some matter condensers, which is AE2's system, and I'm just pumping from my cobble gen into these things. It just trashes the cobble gen, but this is going to create singularities, because I'm sure I'm going to need these. It's 256,000 items for 1 singularity. I'm sure I'm going to need them, so I've set it up now. And this one is creating paintballs for me, which is pretty cool. So I can make more paint because I've run out of yellow. Next, I've got to get my molecular assemblers set up in an efficient but pretty way. I've only gone and done it again and done loads of stuff. So if I turn around slowly, you will see the new main hub, my server room and crafting area. Looks so cool. I love this. I absolutely love this. So I've got all of my CPUs that I've shown you. I've moved my ME controllers to the middle here. I've put some quartz cable facades on the back of this and made these kind of this cyan color, because cyan is just one of the amethyst shards or some shard of some description. Lots of controller interfaces, molecular assemblers all set up, so each one of these has access to 3 or 4, and all of these have got speed upgrades in, right? So it crafts so fast, it's crazy now. And because we've got these massive computers and smaller ones, there's so much going on. I just love it. I love it. I love the way it looks, and I'm very happy. I've moved my terminal here. If I use my advanced porter, I can teleport. I teleport to the center, basically. This will get fixed when we get flux networks in. So this will then be quartz. You know all that area. So yeah, that is what I've done. Underneath, Whoosh. Well, you can see how this is all set up. So I've got my power cable. This is just a basic power cable coming all the way from my reactors. Runs through here. I've got cable facades on these guys. So this gives it all power. Then this is my molecular assemblers, and there's 32 of them. So I'm using up one big fat cable, and that plugs into the bottom. This is going to be, this is all the CPUs, the computers that do all the crafting. And eventually I'll run off here more cables, which are probably going to have P2P when we clean up all of the factory and the power. Next on the hit list is power generation, because this thing is taking up a lot of power. So we're going to use POWAH. So I've got the book, and what I'm going to do is set up reactors, and I'm going to try and set up the spirited reactor, which can hold 100 million FE. It can produce 100,000 FE a tick, and its maximum extract is 400,000 FE a tick. And what I intend to do is build 3 of these. Yep, 3 of them. 1 for the factory, 1 for all of the machines, the thermal and the mechanism and the other machines, and 1 for general usage. To do this though, we need to get into energizing. We need to get into energizing because we need the energized steel to be able to make the hardened. Blazing comes up with these blazing crystals that's energized with this stuff. Energizing is our first step, and energizing uses an energizing orb and energizing rods that require some power. Right, a little bit of troubleshooting. The Autocrafting doesn't work very well with power, but we've got the things we need, I think. I've never done this before. I am learning this mod with you all. So I've managed to set up, I've got my 9 Dubry Watsits and my energizer orb. I've got some of the POWAH cables, and I've also got some flux plugs, and somewhere I've got a flux point or 2. Hang on a minute. Flux point. I probably need more flux points. Let's just do 10 of these. I've set up the recipes for all of these already, and look, it's like done it. Ridiculous. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run over to my power area, my energy cubes. Now what I want to do is set up these guys. So right click one on there. Yep, and right click one on there when it's that color. Oh, that is so cool. Energized steel. One thing I love about modded Minecraft is if you get the basics set up, you can then create pretty much what you really want to create. So having all of my resources sorted in the factory means I can create 3 of these setups, because there's quite a lot of recipes for this. I am so happy we've automated these things. That we have our energizing orb set up, and the way this works is we have these guys set to do not push crafting ingredients if inventory contains a pattern input. So it pushes 1 input and it won't push anything until that's crafted. It doesn't suck out, so we've used laser IO to extract and insert, and that's it. So this has got the blazing crystal, this has got the energized steel and the uranite, and this has got the spirited crystal and the diamond crystal thingy. And you can see it's working here. And if we go up the top, you can see that our CPU is processing 4 more, and it's only got 2 to go now. Love it. Right, it's reactor time, and the reactor requires 36 reactor blocks in your hand. You place a 3x4 in an area that's big enough to house the reactor, and then the reactor will completely build itself automatically. Sounds like fun. I need 36 of these guys. 36 of them. That's going to be quite a lot, but I need 36 times 3, which is 108 of these. Fritted. Reactor casing requires 400 emeralds. Not too bad an amount of things. What I am going to do though is manually craft all of the capacitor stuff and the rod stuff, because I don't think it can handle that. I think I've crafted the things that don't craft. The let's see what happens. And it's off, I think. This should be doing some stuff. Look, there's emeralds going. There's blazing powder going. There's the iron stuff going. So it is crafting all of those things. Love it. And now we wait. We need to get these set up ASAP. Right, we've got 13 million stored, so our AE system should stay alive, which means we can get on and create these reactors. First job, though, is to take down the nuclear reactor and the other ones down below. So I'm going to get rid of all of this stuff. Apparently, according to the book, you put these down in a 4x3. Oh. Oh, I don't want it to do that. No, don't do that. I want it to be in the... I'm guessing you... Ooh. 3 reactors set up. I love it. I love it. Let me just take you through it. In the reactors, you have your uranite and water. Without those two, it won't work. You can add additional cooling with ice that improves the efficiency. You can add coal that improves the efficiency but increases the heat. And you can add redstone that improves the efficiency. So we are now producing out of this one nearly 90,000 RF a tick. Okay, all 3 are the same. And now I've got my 3 networks set up, so you can see the network. The ME system is using about 1,000 RF a tick. This one can easily handle. These 2 haven't got anything connected to them yet. Let's nip downstairs and have a look at what we've done downstairs. I haven't hooked it up to the ME system yet, but what I do have is a chest here with my uranite in. I can put coal in here and redstone. And then I've got my laser IO nodes. So this has got water, and each of these have 3 inputs on the up, 2 inputs, sorry, water and items. Nothing clever, because they'll just suck in what they need. So this is an extract on green, and their inputs on green. I've set up these energy cells with a plug on, so they're going to be our backup storage of power if something goes wrong. Over on the ME system, I've set up my dense energy cells, all 4 of them underneath the controllers, and I've set up my energy acceptor and I've plopped that on, so that's connected to the core system, and we are up and running. I've disconnected this now. Next job is to sort out the mayhem that is the factory, and then the mayhem that is the machines. Factory is sorted. Do you want to see it? Yeah, I hope you do, because I'm going to show it to you anyway. Can you remember what it looked like before with all of those orange cables everywhere? Well, look at this. It is sorted. Where do I start? Let's start with power, shall we? So energy cubes can only output 100,000 FE a tick at their maximum level. So I decided to use the ultimate universal cable, put that into a cube, and then I'm extracting 3 different energies. I'm using laser IO for energy because a lot of these machines need energy, redstone, and items. Well, that's what laser IO is for, huh? So I've got 3 networks, basically. This is network number 1 on channel 1. This is network number 2 on channel 2. And that is network number 3 on channel 3. They are all linked. So I've got nodes above, and they are all linked. And all the way over there, mob farms are also linked. And they all come into this central node. So everything is extracting on white and inputting to the system. So if we need to input to the system, we just extract on white. And I've got 2 extracts here that are extracting cobblestone, one for network 1 and one for network 2. Because network 3 is actually using the ME system export buses. But I couldn't do that with these because I wanted the laser IO nodes on the top. Okay, so power, hopefully we have 100,000 FE a tick per network. So that's 300,000 FE a tick just for our factory. And I think our reactor can cope with that. I do hope so. Right, let's look at network 1. Network 1 is our sifting setup. So we've got our lava production going. So export buses here. You've seen all this laser IO. The one difference is this guy now has a redstone card, and it's kicking out a strong signal on network 1. And this is inverted, so this machine will turn off when we want it to turn off with all the others. Okay. Similarly, I'm using the packages directly onto furnaces, and I've got one extra packager onto a chest for anything that doesn't go in a furnace that is pieces that needs packaging. These now have our let me set it up like the others, right? So this has our redstone signal on a network 1. It has our power. I could get to the right screen. Our power on network 1. But these are inserting on white at a higher priority than the center, because all of these things can produce things that we want to go straight into the network or pieces. So what this does is it tests whether it can be put in here. If it can, it will. Otherwise, it goes into the central system. If it can't go in the central system, it stays in this chest, so I can tell whether I've missed something, right? So these are higher priority inserts on white. This is our power switch. So if I flick that lever, all of these machines will turn on. Okay, disabled by a redstone signal. Turn that on, whoop, and when this resets, look, machine is working, and now it's doing stuff, and these are all now working. Turn it off again, and they're not working anymore when this gets to the top, obviously. There we go, disabled. Exactly the same sort of setup here. We have, on the down, all on network 2. And our inserts of cobblestone, so these are inserting cobblestone. This is network 2's insert, this is network 1's insert, and the extract cobblestones are doing 64 every tick, round robining. Simple, really, innit? Network 3 is slightly different. Network 3, we are toggling these 3 machines with redstone, so they turn off. Can't toggle this one. This one only has redstone or not redstone. Haven't used the comparator stuff before. And we are toggling these machines off with the redstone, and it's getting its cobblestone from the system directly, as is our stone generator, obsidian generator, and lava generator. The next thing I want to do with all of these is upgrade all of our sieving machines and our Ex Machino to the Netherite level. And that means they're going to use 8,000 FE a tick, but they're going to process 64 items every second. A few configuration issues, I'm afraid, but I'm now just trying to process through the backlog that those configuration issues have caused. Well, you didn't expect me to test it before I showed you, did you? So that's now working. Let's hope it can keep up with the backlog this time. But there's one task I need to do first. We are now not storing raw uranite. We need to pop it in a furnace first and then store it. So I can set up a furnace next to here with an insert on white at a higher priority and an extract on white. Yeah, that should work. And it's working beautifully. And it should be processing through all of that stuff very, very quickly. Right, turn you on. See if you can handle the backlog. Not quite handling the backlog, methinks. So I need to increase the number of packages and furnaces. Right, I've had a change of plan with this because the backlog wasn't clearing very well, and there's only 11 pieces I need to deal with. I haven't dealt with cobalt yet, but not worried about that just now. So there's 11 pieces. So what I've done is I've set up... Oh, there's 12 pieces. Apologies. I've set up 12 packages, so they each do 1, and they're all linked in the same way. Should we turn it on? This is my 3rd attempt, I might add. 3rd attempt to get this working. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, that's staying clear. They're processing a reasonable speed. I think that's job well done. And can you see the amount of resources we're getting now? Aluminium. Aluminium seems to be the bottleneck. Round 4. Whoop. So this should be getting the uranite. Jolly good. And these should be keeping up now with their tasks. Hope you've enjoyed this kind of troubleshooting session. But this was complicated, but we are generating resources by the bajillion now. Look how quick they're coming in. 508,600, 508,600, 508,000. Awesome. Let's look at the power consumption. I've set these up here. So we want to look at factory power. And you can see we are using 100,000 RF a tick. But we can keep up with that just. Yay! My final task for this episode is I want to upgrade all of the drawers. All of them. To their maximum. All drawers with 4 netherite upgrades in them, which means we can hold billions of items. What I've got to do is craft up all of the diamond ones and then plop them in a smithing table and upgrade with netherite. To craft 500 of these upgrades, we need an awful lot of drawers. Thankfully, I can convert quartz into wood. Courtesy of EMC. I love the fact that I have just crafted 500 diamond upgrades. And we can just do this. Oh, it's just ridiculous. I know, it's just ridiculous, but hey-ho. Why not, right? We've got the resources. For the record, this is bananas. That can hold 2.1 billion slime balls now. I don't think in the entirety of this series, and we've still got tons to do, that we're actually going to be able to fill any of these. I might eat my words. Definitely let me know in the comments whether you think we're going to be able to get into the billions. I have upgraded all of these drawers to be able to hold over 500,000 items each. Oh, right. That's it for this episode. I've run out of time. It's been bonkers, but I love the progress we've made. The new computer room is looking epic. Downstairs is much, much more organised. So next time we can get into mystical agriculture. We are going to get these bananas level resources really going. I want all the modium, iridium and unobtainium going ballistic as well. Yes! Hope you've enjoyed it. Catch you in the next one.